you? How are you? How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I am blessed. I am blessed. It's the last Monday of June. Just hanging in there, just fighting this heat, trying to stay cool.
Girl, and that's the truth. That is the truth. I'm in Houston, Texas, and it is on fire.
hmm Yeah, yeah, I
On
know.
fire.
Texas is like the place or where you need to be by the AC 24/7 all year
Exactly.
round.
Yes, very much so. Yes. And you're
hmm
in New York?
Yeah, it is hot. So let me tell you something. Summer out here in New York is crazy. It's ridiculous.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
hmm
I spent some time up there. I had friends and family up there, so
hmm
I know how hot it gets up there. The
Yeah.
humidity is the one thing you have to be able to
hmm
stand. It's
hmm
cooler on the street than it is inside.
What I'm drinking right now is ice cold water. I just need to
Yes,
say, cool. Excuse my crazy hair, but this is the hair that you need. So, like, it breaks in the summertime.
it's all good. It's all
hmm
good. Thank you for
Okay,
having me.
so no problem. So, let's talk about your new single, "No Grown Boys Allowed." Tell us about that.
Sure. I was inspired after listening to Tony Gaskins. He's a well-renowned relationship expert, and I just happened to be driving to Dallas. I was having a photo shoot, and I was listening to one of his segments called "Grown Boy Tactics." And I was instantly inspired by what he had to say, in terms of things that women should look out for when approached by guys who haven't quite, matriculated into their manhood. Just the games that young grown boys play and what women need to be made aware of.
hmm
So I was inspired, and instantly, as a creator, I just started creating the lyrics, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it's like that the title of the song is very unique because there were a lot of boys like that are in their late teenage years and in their 20s, and they like are not like taking life seriously. It's like
Mhm.
they're like dressing all like all like raggedy. It's like they don't want to get a job. They're in a relationship. They're dependent on their significant other. I'm
Yeah.
like, you need to grow up.
Yeah, I mean, I think this generation of men in
hmm
particular, need a little guidance, need a little support. And so, and it's not just me saying this, I really pay attention to the various relationship
hmm
platforms, and there's thousands of women, who are hurting, who have been played by these guys. And so,
hmm
my goal is to teach, to give people inspiration.
Send a
um
message out there.
yeah, a message so that we can be better in relationships. And I get on us too. I don't just talk about the guys, I'll be talking about the females, and
Yeah,
even
yeah,
even
yeah. But
myself,
there are.
even
Mhm.
myself. I include myself and things that I need to grow and learn, and you know just things that I've been through. But for this particular song, I just wanted to bring awareness to how important it is for us to be the best essence of ourselves in relationships.
Mhm. Yep, yep. That goes for both men and women. If you're in a
Yes.
relationship, it's a 50-50 relationship. Y'all be secure to one another. Y'all treat one another with respect. Y'all be there for one another. And like nowadays, it's like in the past couple of years, I just realized that it hasn't even been until like a month, like until like a guy and a female get to know each other. They're already dating. Get to know each other first.
Oh, most definitely. I am a proponent for chemistry. compatibility versus chemistry. I think when we get together in relationships, it's easy to have the endorphins and the dopamine high and the chemical reaction of a woman and a man getting together. But what's most important is, are you compatible? Is there a long-term, compatibility that you can match up with and grow and mature in relationship, with? So I agree with you. I think, with everything being so instantaneous, in the age of social media, online dating, men have lost their ability to hunt, because everything is just handed to them on a silver platter. You can pick a plethora of women from basically your virtual catalog. So there's no really incentive to date earnestly. I think people are just going into relationship haphazardly.
Yeah, it's like that the song is like it's a very catchy song, and
Thank you.
is that I love that song, and it's like every female needs to listen to it, and like even the male too. It's like that don't want to get their stuff together. It's time for you
Exactly.
to man up.
Exactly. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on for one
All
second.
right.
I just had I was an Invisalign wearer, and I have to wear retainers now. And as I was talking to you, all I felt was me lisping as I was trying to talk to you. Hold on, let me straighten up my. Okay, don't act up now that I'm on live. Just trying to act up. It ain't trying to stay straight. So I took my retainer out. I was like, I'm not going to be able to talk to her the way I want to talk to her if I'm listening all over the place. Okay, I'm back. So you feel like everyone should listen to the song?
Yeah, because it's very important. It's not only a song
Yeah.
for like the fans to listen to like for them to be moving and grooving. It's a message out there.
Yay! That was the whole intent. Like I wanted people to really enjoy the groove of the song because it's very beat driven. But I also wanted people to get the message. And I wanted the
Hmm.
guys to get the message and enjoy it at the same time. So
Hmm.
if that is being heard and people are enjoying the melodic aspects of the song, then mission accomplished.
Hmm. Yep, yep. And speaking of your other single, Watch That Man, was it based on a relationship you was in?
Yeah, yeah. I'm very transparent about that song. It was autobiographical. It was something that I went through when my daughter was really young. And, I'm not immune from having relationships that go south. And for me, my diary is the pen and paper. And I felt like it was necessary to put that in song so that I could, purge those emotions that I had at the time. But I had no idea that fast forward many years later that song would be an anthem for women of this generation.
Hmm.
I get a lot of compliments on that song.
And like I could like even feel like the emotion like has you were singing the song as I was listening to it. I was like, yeah, it's pretty emotional.
Wow. It was because,
Hmm.
I, like most performers, I like to really convey feeling and emotion behind what I'm singing so that it is authentic and it's believable. And those were real emotions. I really experienced that. Um,
Hmm.
he and we're, cordial acquaintances today. So we've been able to grow from that. But it was a real experience. And a lot of women in this generation can relate to that.
Hmm.
Heartbreak
Yeah,
is
and
universal, unfortunately.
uh It's like, when you have your heart broken, it's like, that's the toughest thing to go through. It's hard to let it go, and it's very hard to forgive the guy that hurt you.
Hmm. Yeah, but I think the most important thing is to, you know, take some time to reflect, to heal from whatever adverse relationship you go through. What is the takeaway? What can you learn from it so that you don't repeat certain
Hmm.
things? Because it's easy to, point fingers and say, you did this to me, but I always try to analyze it from both sides. What can I do differently so that I don't repeat, and learn from past mistakes. So I think that's important in relationships.
Hmm. It really is. It really is. It's like, the man, like, it's like men, like, nowadays, it's like they don't give a crap about, like, a good woman. They feel like they want to take advantage of her, treat her like she ain't nothing, like use her. And
Well,
I've been through that. And I've been through that. I'm gonna be honest. I've been through that. I was in a 3-year relationship, and up until today, I really regret, like, being in a relationship with that guy. But it's been years now since I broke up with him. I don't see him anymore. He doesn't call my phone, and thank God. Yeah.
I can speak to that too. I think, when it's over, it should be over. Especially if
Mhm.
the guy walks away from you. Um, because you don't ever want to give a man an opportunity to walk away from you twice. So when it's
Mhm.
done, you shut the door, you block, you do whatever you need to do to
Ignore.
to heal from that. Because a lot of
Uh-huh.
times what we end up doing is we put them on ice for a little bit, and then they'll text, and then we'll reach back. But when it's done, it's done. Shut the door,
Yeah.
and they're an ex for a reason. So you have
Mhm.
to move on. You can't stay in that same
Mhm.
spot.
Yeah. 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 You gotta move
I
on.
got some hand claps on that.
Uh-huh.
V's Vintage gave me some hand claps. It's true. And I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's
It's like
easier
she's very
said
supportive.
sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's easier said sometimes because we as women, we're nurturers.
Mhm.
We love hard. I tell people when
Mhm.
a woman says I do, she really does for the
Mhm.
most part, especially in marriage relationships, but even in dating. But if it went south, let it die, let it go. So,
Mhm. Yeah, and like, speaking of the two words I do, that's very big. Because if a guy gets down on his knees and, like, opens that little box of like, a 24-carat ring to show, like, his to show his woman, it's like, the simple word right away is to say yes. But, like, some who are very, like, strict about, like, this relationship. If you treated me like I said, all of a sudden you want to propose to me, I'm gonna say no. And that's what a woman's supposed to do.
hmm
Love
you got
is
to take your
trust.
time.
Hmm.
Yeah, you got to take
Love
your
is
time.
trust.
hmm
Love is trust. Love is consistency. Love is being secure.
hmm
Love
Very
is
much so.
respect.
All of the
Love
above.
defines a whole lot of things.
Yeah, we jump in. Fools rush in, as they say. So it's really
Hmm.
important to take your time. Don't rush relationships.
Hmm.
Don't let a man rush you, and you don't rush a man. Give the relationship room to breathe. Um,
Yeah.
and that's been, that's my advice. That's how I'm living my life, and I'm gonna enjoy my
Hmm.
singlehood until God sends me the person who's supposed to be
Yeah.
there.
Hmm. Yeah, God will definitely, like, send you the person. And, like, if a guy that is not worth your time, that has been, like, chasing you for a while, and like, wants to be with you, and like, you feel he ain't gonna treat you right, just keep it, just like, ignore, keep it, that's what I do. It's like, when it comes to guys, I don't play at
Yeah,
all.
you can. What did they say? Your cutoff game. You got to be quick with your cutoff game.
And that's what I do. I ignore guys all the time.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you got it together. You know what to do and what not to do. And a lot of women are having to learn some really tough lessons in relationships and love. And
Mhm,
that's one of the reasons why I write the type of songs that I write, because I want to educate women on how men are supposed to treat them,
mhm,
and
mhm,
give men some lessons in love as well. So
mhm.
that's what it's about.
Yes, and Lashonda, I really see you writing a book about that.
Ah,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
another
uh,
confirmation. I do
yes,
too. I do too. And
based on
I
your
will
own
do that.
perspective.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've been here long enough to have experienced some things that I can impart. So I will definitely,
Hmm.
you're like maybe the fifth or sixth person who's told me that. So I think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is,
yeah, going right ahead, going right ahead. And like, once, you write that book and I see that that is out, I'll be one of the first ones to order it.
bless you. Bless you,
Hmm.
Miriam. Bless you.
No problem. Yes. Mhm. Okay. Your next single, "Free to Love."
Hmm.
What made you write that song and or made you choose Afro beats, African beats to this song?
Well, I work with some amazing producers, Christopher
Mhm.
and Conrad Rosser. They're twins out of Atlanta. And we've been collaborators for several years now. They presented me with the track, and instantly, I heard Afrobeat vibes. So at the time, I was in a relationship and really was expressing feelings of love that I, was going through at the time, and wrote to the track. But, after listening to it, I felt like something was missing. There was an element to the song that just wasn't there. And divine intervention, because Christopher reached out to me and he said, I have this Namibian rap group that would be perfect on this song. And I was like, okay, well, reach out to them and ask if they would do it. And they said yes. So I gave them free reign to, just be creative, be free flowing, do what comes to your heart. And what you hear is the result of that. So there's like
Mhm.
the authentic Namibian
Mhm.
chanting. I incorporated some Swahili, and the rest is history.
Mhm. And the title of the song "Free to Love" is it's very important. It's if you're in love with a guy, if you're in a love with a guy that is feel like it's the right for you, go on ahead. You know go on ahead. It's nobody should pick a guy for you.
Well, I think for me at the time, the emotion that I wanted to evoke was, when you're coming out of a toxic situation, and then you meet someone who's the polar opposite of the toxic situation. What I was expressing was how free it was to be able to love this person, because they're giving me, what I thought at the time, everything that I needed emotionally. So it was I was very free and open to express my love to them, and them express their love to me. So that was the emotion behind what I wanted to convey in the song. And um, I had no idea that it would take off the way that it did. Had a
Mhm.
pretty good following over in Africa. The Nigerian market picked it up, and
Mhm.
I'm really, really happy about that.
Hmm. And speaking of Nigerian Afro beats, it's it started to be popular in the late 2000s and the early 2010s, and
Hmm.
you and I'm pretty sure a couple of Afro you
Uh-oh.
was breaking yeah, you was
Uh-oh.
breaking out.
Okay, can you see me now?
Yeah, I could see you
Okay.
was breaking out.
Okay.
So as I was saying, it's like the Nigerian Afrobeat like music industry started to be like popular in the late 2000s and the early 2010s, and I'm pretty sure a couple of Afrobeat artists. Which Afrobeat artists would you like to do a collaboration with, and why?
I love Burna Boy. I actually got introduced to Afrobeat music a little late. So I didn't really get introduced to it until 2017. And he was the first artist that I ever heard. And it was a song called On the Low. And I just fell in love with his voice. And I would go and look, I would go on YouTube and look at all his videos and stuff. But I would love to collaborate with him. I saw that he just recently won an award, a BT
Mm-hmm.
award. So,
Mm-hmm.
you never know. But
Uh-huh. And
yeah, he's pretty dope.
I really see it happening. Like, there are a couple of these Afrobeat artists that collaborated with like, American artists. Like the band collaborated with Gucci Mane.
Yeah,
I forgot who he collaborated with. P Square. They collaborated with Rick Ross.
yeah.
Um it's like, Afrobeat is like, very it's been very big for the past couple of years.
Oh yeah. And I think what people are doing now is they're just infusing other sounds and styles with Afrobeat. It's now
Mhm,
becoming a hybrid of other things. But
mhm,
it all sounds good to me.
mhm. It's like Davido. You know who that is, right?
Who was that again?
Davido, DAV.
No.
Yeah, he's unpopular. He's unpopular. He's an Afrobeat artist that was born in Atlanta. He's Nigerian raised.
Okay.
A few of his songs were played on the radio.
Okay, I'll look him up.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
He's
I'm always
amazing.
open to doing collaborations. I would love to.
I really see and it's like it's gonna like be dope because David Doe, Kid, the bench speaking of the bench that's been out for like since the late 2000s. He won an MTV award. He has like many singles. He's amazing.
Well, I will definitely see if I can make that happen because, I think the two worlds colliding would be dope.
Hmm. And speaking of award, I know you recently won an award by the CEO and founder of R&B Soul Effect TV, Rashad Khalil Ali, who's been in the business for 25 years. The Star Soul Award. How does it feel like receiving an award from him?
Well, I'm nominated for I believe 8 awards, and it feels really, really good to be acknowledged for your work.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember where I was when I found out that I was being nominated. I was going out for a walk, and I happened to look at my phone, and I saw the nomination post, and I think I just started screaming. It
Mm-hmm.
really, really is a humbling place to be.
It's like when you receive award for your hard work, or for your hard work in music, that's something big.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's I've been dreaming about this since I was a little girl. So I
Mm-hmm.
would be remiss if I didn't say that, having that acknowledgement of your work, everyone wants to be acknowledged for your work. I think there are fundamental things that us humans want to know. Do you see me? Do you hear me? Do I matter to you? And, when I put out music, I don't just put it out for myself, I put it out for others to enjoy. So, what greater reward, intrinsic reward, than having someone acknowledge what you do? That's it's a very humbling place. And I let
Mm-hmm.
him know and the organization know how appreciative I am. And whether I
Mm-hmm.
win the awards or not, I'm still ecstatic and I'm still excited.
You just got to keep on praying, because praise, because
Yes.
if you get down on your knees every morning when you wake up, and like every night when you're about to call it a night, get down, you speak to the Lord, and He's gonna
Yes,
help you.
girl.
And
Yes.
pray in the pray during the day as much as possible, because that's what I do. I thank God every single day for waking me up to see a new day. No matter what you're going through, good things are
Amen.
gonna come your way.
Amen.
Like
Amen.
and I know for sure that you're gonna receive more awards this year, in the next the next 6 months of 2021.
Wow. I
And
received
I
that.
really and I really see you, Lashonda, being a part of the Soul Train awards in the future, the BET awards,
Wow.
the Grammy. You gotta, yeah, it's a blessing. You just gotta keep on working hard. Once some people listen to your music, like a whole lot, and they enjoy it, just like write more, just keep it coming.
Yes, I received that. Yes.
hmm
Yes.
and you will have millions and millions of more fans.
Bless you. I received that. I received that.
hmm
I'm definitely doing what I know I'm purposed to do.
hmm
So what greater feeling to know what your purpose is, and two, to be in alignment with your purpose. So music is a part of my life now. I'm here. I'm here. You got to take me or leave me. I'm here.
hmm It's like a
Not
music
going
is a
anywhere.
part of life. Without music, how are people gonna live?
Girl, yes. Preach.
It's
Yeah.
like a music is a message. Music is a wording. Music is a story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's why I love just the various tapestries of music. And everyone has a different interpretation of the notes, of the melodies. Everyone has a different interpretation of arranging. So I have an appreciation for it all, and I have to thank my parents for exposing me to different genres of music growing up, because they were certainly, I'm an R&B singer at heart, but a lot of the influences come from, rock, pop, um, just different sounds that I heard,
hmm
Caribbean sounds, country
hmm
music. My mom listened to the Judds, Waylon Jennings. And so, I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of different things. And I think
Yeah, same
in
with
my
me.
music, you can hear those different influences.
hmm Yeah, it's like it's like being American children, like raised by Nigerian parents. I grew up listening to famous Nigerian musicians, and it's very important. It's like they speak about it's like an important message, like of
Yes.
God, in the Nigerian culture, not even Nigerian, African culture, religion is very important. And not
Hmm.
only religion, education is very important. They're
Hmm.
very strict about education in the
Yes.
African culture.
Oh, yeah. And so that is influenced by the music that you listen to. Yeah.
hmm
I get that. I get that.
hmm
Same here. Yeah.
hmm It's like I grew up on listening to Michael Jackson, and he speaks in his music it's not only he speaks about his relationship, being with a woman. He speaks about the minority. He speaks about what goes on in the countries all over the world.
Hmm. Yeah, he incorporates,
Mhm.
the rhythm of the times, and
Yeah.
what's going on in the world.
hmm
Message. A lot of his songs have messages.
Yeah.
He was the first artist that I'd ever seen
Mhm.
live. I
Mhm.
was 5 years old when I saw him.
Uh-huh.
So I often tell that story, but I'm very privileged to be able to say I've seen him live.
Mhm. It's like man, we still can't believe. that it's been like, over 12 years since he left this earth.
Yeah. I was just talking to a friend the other day.
Mhm,
I was getting my hair done and got a text message. I just could not believe it because to everyone, I think they just assumed that he would be here for a very, very long time.
mhm,
So it was very sad to hear that news, and just I was
mhm,
just in disbelief. I think like most people across the world.
mhm. But even though he's been gone for many years, his spirit still lives on. His spirit is still like, with his fans.
Well, he has a plethora, a very vast catalog of music that I
Mhm,
don't think there's one Michael Jackson song you could play and not have a groove to it. I could go
mhm,
back to the Jackson 5 and put on some of their
mhm,
stuff and groove all the way to, his most recent releases.
mhm,
But it's just, a legend of his time. And
mhm.
there'll be no other Michael Jackson, I believe, in our lifetime.
Uh-huh.
So we
And like,
got to experience a real treat.
and like, after Michael is like, Prince, who's like, another like, um a musical genius.
Prince, yeah, I just really think we were extremely blessed to have had both
Mhm.
of those various sounds of music
Uh-huh.
during at the same time,
Mhm.
um because Prince's catalog is sick. I
Mhm.
mean, I had an opportunity to go to Paisley Park after he passed, and in one of the rooms that we went into, they played some of his unreleased music. And I was just like, are you serious right now? Like, I was blown away. I was blown away. It was like, it was just amazing music that no one has heard. Um,
Mhm.
just vaults of music that, I mean, years and years worth of music in his vaults. But another one that was gone too soon.
Mhm. Is and like, they have like, similar like, a similar like personalities, Prince and Michael Jackson. In your own opinion, what's the difference between what was the difference between Michael Jackson and Prince, and what was the similarity between Michael Jackson and Prince?
I'll start with the similarity first. So, in
Mhm,
my mind, the similarity was they were both musical geniuses. They both had this mystique that they brought to the industry that we just don't see today. And I think with the advent of social media, it takes away the mystique of being an artist. There were a
mhm,
lot of things that we didn't know about them that we were just intrigued about. Like, nobody really knew what Prince did in his free time. We didn't know that until we saw the Dave Chappelle skit. So you were left to wonder and ponder, like, what does Michael Jackson do on a Saturday morning when he's bored? We just didn't know. And so there was this mystique about them. Um, the thing that made them different, I think, was just they brought different sounds to
mhm,
the music tapestry. Prince brought his R&B rock elements. You know, Michael Jackson was all about the groove, and he brought some
mhm.
really strong pop rhythmic melodies to his work. And I'm just so grateful that I was here for it all. I was
It's like a Michael
young
Jackson
enough
would
and
be.
old enough to enjoy it.
Mhm. Sorry for cutting off, Lashonda. Michael Jackson would like, come up with these like, dance steps, with like, these dance steps like, nobody can is like cannot even do.
Yeah.
If you're a professional dancer, or if you dance every day, and if you could do it, kudos to you. But he would just be coming up with these like, unique dances. Is like, with the lean, with this, do this. I'm like, yo, it's like I want to learn it,
It
and
was
like,
smooth.
yeah, he's smooth. It's like, he's just smooth with it, and it's like, when he like, recently passed, I saw in the news, it's like, inmates, like, in a foreign country were trying to do the Thriller dance. And I was
Oh,
like,
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, I saw
mhm.
that.
what
Yeah.
what country was that, Lashonda?
I want to say it was the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Philippines. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they both were amazing.
Mhm.
And I still listen to their music. If I'm cleaning up or I'm just out for a drive, girl, I'm cranking it all. And you know what
Mhm.
I love to listen to, Miriam? I love to listen to their a cappella versions of their songs. All I want to hear is their voice.
Yeah. It's like,
It's
when you sing a acapella, that's like what's up. It's like that just keeps the
girl,
audience going.
it's good stuff.
And it's like, when the artist sings a cappella, and like, if the audience, like, know the exact lyrics, it makes a perfect event.
It's good stuff, girl. Yeah,
hmm
yeah.
it's like, it's like a two of the greatest gone to song.
Yeah, and I think that there are a lot of lessons to be learned from their lives. There's a lot of lessons to be learned from their artistry, and I like to think that, part of what they brought to the music scene, I was able to absorb in some way.
hmm
Um, so I hope that you know I could take some of the elements of what they've done and incorporate that into what I do.
hmm Is that my favorite Prince song ever? I like all his songs, but my favorite Prince song ever is Little Red Corvette. I
Yeah, that
love
was
that song.
nice. I like
Mhm.
Raspberry Beret.
Oh, that's an amazing song too. But I like Little Red Corvette. That's my favorite song from Prince. That's my favorite song ever from Prince. And I have, like, six or more, like, favorite songs from Michael Jackson. Smooth Criminal,
Mhm.
Human Nature, um Beat It, Rock My World, Butterflies.
Yes, I love Butterflies.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Marsha
Billie
Ambrosius.
Jean,
Yeah, I love Butterflies.
Thriller.
Yeah. Well, I was
I
what,
think
9 years
7.
old. No, I was like 9 when Thriller came
hmm
out, so I was here for it all, girl.
It's like when I was young, when that song came out, I'd just be dancing, I'd just be moving and grooving.
I had the Thriller jacket, the red and black Thriller jacket.
Oh
And I
wow.
was I was the only one in my school with that jacket, so you couldn't tell me nothing.
hmm And like, this was like, in the early 2000s, at an award show where Michael Jackson performed. It's like, he don't even, like, do anything. He would just be like, fixing himself on stage, standing on stage, and the audience starts screaming.
Yeah.
And I was like, because, this man is amazing.
Well,
He's one
that's
of the
that's the
best of all time.
showmanship. That's part of the showmanship. So, when you come out, you want to give people an opportunity to take it all in first. And
hmm
so he would just stand there and allow people to experience him. I thought it was amazing.
hmm
It just goes to show, the level of performer he was.
He was amazing, and he was just like, he wasn't even performing. He was just like, on stage, like, getting himself ready, and the audience just start cheering, just start screaming.
Michael, Michael. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't
And
know,
there will
something
never be
about live
another Michael.
performances that just I've never experienced someone chanting my name like that, but I really do appreciate the human experience when you are performing live and you're engaging with an audience. There's no greater feeling. So I can only imagine what he experienced going out and just standing there and having people react to him the way that they did.
Mm-hmm. Forever the king of pop, always remembered every day, never forgotten. And the same as like the king of purple rain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
gone too soon.
Okay, moving on. Calamity. Tell us about that song.
Okay, so make a long story short, um, I was new on the dating scene post divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and guys would go into my DMs and they would like leave these
Creeps.
really inappropriate DM messages and inappropriate pictures and all kinds of stuff. So that was my response to the guys to let them know how to approach me in the
Mm-hmm.
DMs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like when it comes to hitting somebody up on their DM, act like you have some common sense. Like your mama, like act like your mama taught you how to talk to a woman.
Yes. Well, my thing is, just be a gentleman about it. I will say this, and I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
Calamity has, anchored itself and has some roots, but I have noticed a change in how guys, come at me in the DMs now. It's
Mm-hmm.
totally different than what it was a few years ago. But yeah, I was getting like
Mm-hmm.
nudie pics and they were sending me pictures of their body parts and everything, child. And I
And
was
let
like,
me tell
okay.
you, and I'm like, it's like, didn't your mama raise y'all how to have common sense? And speaking of that, every time, like, I post something on my story, Lashonda, it's just always like, not a male, a female. It's like, posting pictures. It's like, of her boobs, of her butt, of her vagina. I'm like, and I always report that. It's like, I don't want to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I think people just kind of they take it too far. I mean,
Yeah.
have class about what you do and how you present yourself.
Uh-huh.
I always tell people, you can be sexy, but do it in a classy way.
Hmm.
So that so you don't look thirsty or, like you
It's
don't
like they
care
will be
about.
naked without anything on, their
Yeah.
panties, their bras down, showing their boobs, their vagina, their butt. I'm like, and posting that on Instagram, on social media, like, somebody's not going to report that. I always report it.
You need
And
to report it. I haven't seen that from the ladies, but and like I said, the guys have gotten a lot better over the years.
yeah, I'm
Um
not even surprised. It's like, and not a single guy, like, it's like DMV is like, his private parts, but it's always a female.
I don't know what that's about, girl. But we don't
Hmm.
need that either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Keep it
it,
classy, ladies. Keep it
it's like
classy.
a day, it's like a day two, they need some calamity.
Calamity part two.
Yeah, 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 for the ladies too.
Yeah.
It's like if
Yeah.
you're fully, it's like, if you're fully committed to somebody, if you know a dude well, get to know a dude well before, like, or you get personal with him.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And
I
don't
think
be
so. I
showing
think
none of
social
your
media
private
is to
spots.
blame for that. I
Mm-hmm.
think people want this instant gratification and they don't want to put in the work. Um, and from a woman's perspective, we have to honor ourselves and we have to respect ourselves because what we don't understand or realize is you show a man how to treat you by how you behave. So if you
Mm-hmm.
put everything out there, you leave nothing to the imagination. You don't give
Mm-hmm.
you're not operating in your discernment. You're not able
Mm-hmm.
to, really
Mm-hmm.
find what's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because because there's a lot of predators out there. So
Yeah,
you show
sexual predators.
everything, and you give away too much too soon. That's never gonna come out good.
Hmm. It's like, once you get out, how any type of, like, place you stay at, just present yourself with good conduct, and there will be no problem.
Amen.
But there's always a certain amount of people out there who like attention.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
It's it,
That
it's
is
it's
true.
really sad. And I just, and like, please pray for me, Lashonda, that none of these, unattractive, ugly females is like, check my story, and like, and they will be like, showing their boobs and any one of their private spots. I don't want them, like, hitting me up on my DM or checking my story.
Well,
It's
continue. I would just say continue to do what you've been doing and just,
Mhm,
report them and
mhm.
block them.
Yeah, it's like
But
I reported, like, over 20. It's like, not, I can't even count. It's
wow,
disgusting. I
wow.
don't want to see your boobs.
A lot of
I'm not
that's
no
probably
lesbian. I'm not
spam though.
bisexual. I don't want to see your
Yeah.
boobs. I don't want to see your butt or your kitty cat. I
I
don't want to
I
see
I
that.
really think it's spam. It's probably not legitimate accounts. It's probably
Hmm.
just spam accounts. But still, it's still an annoyance just the same.
Hmm. It's
Tarsha.
like,
Hi, Tarsha Floyd. She said, I agree. R&B Solo
yeah,
13 said, what you
yeah.
put out
It's like,
there is how people view you.
mhm.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
That's
have
so
some
true.
respect for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Have
Very
some
much
respect
so.
for yourselves, especially if you're at a certain age. You need to have some respect for yourselves.
Girl, you
That way
better
people will
preach.
respect you.
You better preach. That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I hope through my music, I can educate, but do
Uh-huh.
it in a way that's in the spirit of love,
Hmm.
do it in a way that's entertaining, so that we can change, and grow in relationships.
Hmm. Oh, okay. And your last single, Rhythms and Blues, and
Hmm.
which is also R&B, is like, how do you, your version of this song is like, how do you view it?
Great question. So a lot of people think I'm talking about love and relationships in that song, but I'm actually talking about my love for R&B music and how it will
Hmm.
never die. And people want to say that R&B music is dead, and I'm here to let you know that it is not. I have a pulse. We have a heartbeat, and it is alive and well. So that song is an ode to the R&B genre.
Hmm.
And at the end of the song, I say, there's a line in the song where I say, I loved you before rock and roll. I'll love you after deep soul. Like, I'll love you forever. I don't care what comes after you. I'll still be in love with you. You'll still be one of my favorites. So,
Hmm. It's like a rhythm and blues, like, they
Tasha
live
said that's
on.
one of my favorites. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing. Rhythms
Hi,
of.
Conversations with D.
Hello, D. How are
I
you? Thank
see
you for
all of my
coming
friends on here.
in.
Thank you guys for supporting me. I really enjoy
Hmm.
the support, and I love you guys.
Hmm. Hmm. My rhythm, my blues, aka R&B. It's like, where's the real R&B? It's like, it lives on, and like, I listen to real R&B as if it just came out.
Girl, yes, exactly. I listen to a lot of the songs. I'm influenced by the songs of the 80s and 90s. I'm a really big Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis fan. So all of the songs from their catalog from, say, 84 up until about early 90s, like I was all enmeshed in that. And they are pretty much one of the few producers during that time period that really helped to shape my songwriting and singing style. just based off of their grooves. But I I'm a fan of it all. Like I said, I listen to a little bit of everything because I grew up during the MTV era and the BET, VH1 era. So I was a sponge. I was taking it all in. I was a student, a songwriter
Yeah.
student, a singer student. I studied
Uh-huh.
melodies. I studied liner notes. I wanted to know who was on the record, who produced the record, who did the vocal arrangements, what
Uh-huh.
studio did they sing at, who did the background vocals. I wanted to know everything, and I just was really, really astute and a student of what people were doing and what they were up to.
Yep. And like I'm speaking of R&B, what are the five R&B singers that influence you the most?
I would have to say Barbara Weathers from Atlantic Star,
Oh, she's amazing.
Sharon Bryant from Atlantic Star, so that's two. Anita Baker, that's three. Phyllis Hyman, that's four.
God rest her soul.
Yeah, she was amazing. She has so
Mhm.
much like with so much rawness and grit to her singing style and how what she brought to the tapestry of music. And Stephanie Mills, she's another one that I listen to. I mean, there's so many, but
Mhm.
when I go back and I listen to a lot of the things that oh, Shaka Khan, Lord have mercy, Shaka
Oh,
Khan,
that's
Shaka
it.
Khan, Shaka Khan, Jesus, Shaka Khan, I gotta put her in there because
Yeah, it's okay. You can name as
I would
many.
listen to Shaka, and I remember my father had the um I think it was So Naughty record that
Mhm.
had Papillon, Butterfly, Hot Butterfly on there. Um, and he had the record, so I would play the record, and I would play particular songs over and over and over again. And all I would do is try to emulate her voice, her high notes, her runs. Like all I wanted to do was just mimic what she was doing. So I would study her voice. I did that with her. I did that with Angela Wimbush. I
Oh,
would
she's
listen to Your
amazing.
Smile, and I would just try to hit the notes and sing like her. Lisa Keith, she was a Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis background singer. She sang lead on Making Love in the Rain with Herb Alpert, and I would listen to her voice and I would try to sound like her. So when you listen to my stuff, you should be able to hear those voices that I just named, because I wanted to sound like them. So I have a lot of respect for them.
And like speaking of Stephanie Mills and Angela Wimbush, when I saw those two legends perform back in 2016, they were amazing. Moving and grooving. But first I saw Angela Wimbush, and after, she was amazing. Um, and like after each of Stephanie Mills and Angela Wimbush, performance, they tapped my hand. I reached out to them and they
Oh
tapped my
my
hand. Yeah. Because they're amazing. Stephanie Mills, she's a little woman with a big voice, and a whole lot of people were at her event yelling, screaming. Imagine, big people there, like Farrakhan was there with his
gosh.
crew.
I've
I
never
was,
seen her perform live. Man,
oh,
that would
she
warm
is
my heart.
amazing. She is
Yeah,
amazing. It was
I can
packed that
imagine.
night, Lashonda. She was
Wow.
amazing.
Well, I would love to see her. I hope very
Hmm.
soon I have an opportunity to meet her or
Hmm.
to watch her perform. I'll tell you
Hmm.
someone that I got to see live, and she was absolutely amazing. It was standing room only. Tina Marie. Tina Marie is amazing.
She has a voice. God
She's
rest
no
her
longer with
soul.
us, but I got a chance to see her before she passed, and that was a show to remember.
How was it like meeting her in person?
Oh my gosh, she's so electrifying. She's so electrifying. And that energy that she exudes on stage, like you can't help but be influenced by that, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
So great,
Mm,
great female performers.
and you should see Angela Winbush perform. She killed it.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's still moving and grooving up until this day. And she ages backwards. She looks fabulous.
She said she ages
Fabulous.
backward. Yeah,
With
I've been on their
capital letters.
platforms. They
Fabulous.
all look amazing. They all look
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, God is
Hmm.
good.
Hmm. And so, what are the fans expecting from Lashonda Schofield now?
Well, I am working with a booking agent. I'm going to be performing in Atlanta in August. So as soon as we firm up who's going to be on that headline, I will let you guys know so you can come out to Atlanta to see me perform.
Hmm.
I'm also going to be putting together a band here in the Houston area and doing some virtual performances. And I am working on this EP, child. This has been my labor of love. I have two
We looking forward to that.
girl. I thought I would have it out by now, but I had, it's like whenever you're a creator, one, I'm the creator, I'm the label owner, I'm the songwriter, I'm the artist. And, I just wanted to make sure I had the right mix of songs. So I have two more songs that I
Hmm.
need to record, and then I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
done.
like, we are definitely looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be called Salt and Sugar. And I titled it to basically describe the highs and lows of life
Hmm.
in general, between a man and a woman in relationships. So Salt and
Hmm.
Sugar will be my first EP release. And
Hmm.
yeah, we're gonna make it do what it do.
Hmm. And speaking of new EPs, will we be expecting an album from you soon, Lashonda?
Ah, well, in this market, it's always a good thing, a good practice to start off with the EPs. See what the fans say, see where the demand is. And if the demand is there for a LP, then you got it.
Hmm. And I know that will happen.
Well, I'm continuously writing, so I really have
Mhm. Yeah.
songs. Gosh, I'm probably into my third EP worth of songs now. But it's been
Congratulations.
so hard to try to figure out which songs I want to put on this project. So we've now
Hmm.
narrowed it down. I just have to record the last two and we're done. I'll
Hmm.
take my
And
promotional pictures and then I'll start promoting it. Hey,
hmm.
Tyra. I see one of my other friends on here too. Infinite Braids Houston. She did my hair for me. Hi.
Oh, she did an amazing job. You did an
Thank
amazing job,
you.
Tyra. You
Thank
are
you. Well,
talented. I
Infinite
love
Braids.
Lashonda's
Tyra's my
hair.
friend from Dallas. Infinite Braids. She's here in the Houston area.
Hmm. It's
Yeah.
like I know, like, somebody that lives in Dallas. She's like a big sister to me.
Dallas is an amazing city. I'm telling you, they got it going on up there. That's like my second home. I spent a lot of time up there.
Hmm. By God's grace, sometime, like, in the fall, I'm gonna visit Dallas.
You should. It's an amazing city. There's so much to do, lot to see, and there's a big stage play community there. Like there's a huge nightlife there. Like it's a really cool city. Tyra can definitely attest to that. She said, "Hi, pretty. Bless you." Yeah.
Oh, hi, Tyra.
Tyra's one of I call her my day ones. She's been supporting me from the very beginning of my
Mhm.
music career. I'm
Yeah.
very, very happy about that.
That's wonderful. It's like, anybody that supports you in your music career from the first day, that's a blessing. And
Yes, it is.
it just keeps you moving. It just makes you keep pushing forward
Yes.
to like creating new projects, new things.
It's the Tyras of the world. It's the Rashads of the world. Like Rashad, I don't know if he's still on here, but he is so influential, and he's like
Yeah,
my
yeah, he sure is.
he is my engine. He is my reason. And I'm just so grateful for him too. And
Hmm.
Chastity, she has her platform. My friend JR, he has his platform, and they've always been very supportive of my music when it comes out, and just anything that I'm doing and a part of. So it's a blessing.
Yeah, it sure is a blessing. And I really see you working with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I know
Look,
that for sure.
I put it out there. I told them. Well, I sent Jimmy a DM, and I said, look, somebody asked me who I wanted to work with. I said you guys, and I believe in manifesting. So I'm letting you know that I believe that in the future I'm going to be working with you. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I'll put it out there. That's what I do.
And they listen to your songs.
Jimmy is an avid supporter. He's been on my platform quite a bit. I would have to say Jimmy supports me greatly, and I'm very appreciative. Every time he comes on my platform and likes something, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the GOAT, Jimmy Jam. I don't
Hmm.
take that for granted because, he's
Hmm.
a very busy man, and he could be on anyone's platform for that matter. And the fact that he takes
Hmm.
time to, from time to time visit mine, I'm very grateful for that.
Yep, yep. And
Because
not
I'm a
only.
true fan. It's not like, I mean, I studied them. So it's, from a
Hmm.
songwriter's perspective. So it's not like I'm just like on the sideline kind of fan. Like I'm a real fan.
Hmm.
And I feel like, I could make a contribution to their catalog. So I'm
Yeah.
putting it out there.
Hmm. And not only Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Tricky and Sean, they're another amazing duo. You know who they are, right?
I do. I do. Yep,
And
I do.
they're amazing. It's like they're another duo that would that would help you to keep on pushing forward, help you make new
I
music.
think every year that I've been out, that I've been doing music, God has revealed new things, new experiences. And my measure of success per year is, am I doing something that I didn't do the previous year? And for every year that I've had music out commercially, the answer has been yes. So I have no doubt that God will manifest other opportunities and give me other platforms to showcase my music.
Amen. Amen. You just gotta make them more EPs. The fans are expecting 10 more EPs, Lashonda, and the fans are expecting that album. And
Amen.
are
It's
they on
coming.
the stream? Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
definitely cooking. It's cooking. It is cooking.
Consistency is the key. Prayer is the key.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Always do better than what you've done before. Perfect your craft. Absolutely. Yep. And that's what I strive for, is
Hmm.
to just be better, just find innovative ways to enhance what I'm doing musically. So, but it's been a
Okay,
fun
Lashonda.
ride.
Yeah, yeah, I could tell it's been a fun ride. It's when you start off or as a singer and like your first day in the industry, you're gonna have your ups and downs, but it's worth it. It makes you
Oh, yeah.
stronger. It makes you stronger, and that's what New Edition went through. That's what Escape went through. The
Oh, yeah.
most popular contestant, singers, male or female, and that's what they went through, and they won tons of Grammys.
He's Where is she from? I grew up in Maryland. Her accent pronunciation is awesome. Thank you. I live in the Houston, Texas area, but I grew up in Maryland in Prince George's County. So I don't know really what my accent is anymore because I'm like a hybrid of all the different places I've ever lived now. So
Mhm.
yeah, but thank you. I appreciate that. MJ's Raven
Uh,
7.
all right, Lashonda, thank you so much for
No,
allowing me
thank
to
you. This has been great.
you're such an amazing person. You're a blessing from
Thank
God.
you.
Just keep on singing because your songs are amazing. Thank you everybody for joining. And I just hope and please have an amazing, cool evening.
Oh,
Lashonda,
bless you.
Lashonda, stay cool. And
Thank you.
please just be around the AC until the AM.
Hey. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Miriam.
Thank you. Thank you, Lashonda. Have a blessed evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye.